Lakeside Presbyterian Church brothers and sisters. As local and national government leaders are looking to figure out next steps for us in this time of COVID, we wanted to let you know where our thinking was. Our governor last week mentioned that houses of worship could open again on May 20th. And so we want to say a few things. We want to tell you that we are and have been and will continue to be open. We are and have been and will continue to be worshiping together, learning together, and serving together as a community of Christ. We also recognize that now, maybe even more than ever, the vision for 2020 that we laid out earlier this fall remains relevant. We are continuing to try to live into our call to feed bodies and souls right here, right where we are. But we also want you to know that our worship services will remain online through May. That was voted on by our worship committee, and that we believe that we now know worshiping online is something that we have a steep learning curve on and have gifts for. And it's something that we're committed to continue as long as we need to in the future, and will probably be part of our DNA here moving forward. Meanwhile, we want you to know that we are carefully discerning next steps. A group of leadership from your session has been and will continue to be meeting together regularly to plan how to navigate these new realities in our world. As we do that, we want you to know some things. One of our top priorities is solidarity. Each of us is experiencing this time in different ways and is experiencing different needs from one another even. And so we hope that wherever we are, we can move forward together. We lean on Christ's call to us through this. Christ's call to us to be one body on earth. Christ's call to be one and to be known for our love for each other. And we lean on Christ's call to always think first of the least and the most vulnerable. So that's one point. We also want you to know that as much as we yearn to be together and share each other's fellowship, we will not ask our congregation to gather until we are confident that it is safe. And even then, we will do so with measures that ensure the highest level of your safety. We are listening to our government and medical and scientific leaders through this time. Although we may not follow each of the recommendations by the letter, we will not push the envelope at the expense of your safety. But we also understand that we're called to both health in body and soul. We also understand that our connection to each other is vital to our mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being, as well as our physical well-being. We will challenge ourselves to continue to figure out ways to satisfy those needs, to name that feeding our soul is truly a part of who we are. At a minimum, we know that we will continue to offer virtual opportunities for worship and fellowship moving forward and throughout this season. I also want to mention that we will be trying new things. These are new waters. None of us has done this before. And that means that we'll try new things, and some of those things will work fabulously, and we'll make a mistake or two. We know that, and we promise that we will admit to our mistakes, and we will learn from them, and we will adjust our plans accordingly to right our ship. This is a fluid situation. These are new waters. So we may decide to change our plans or our timelines depending on circumstances as they unfold. We want you to know that our group of leaders is meeting regularly, and we commit to you to communicate as we go. We will be communicating with you our plan, our initial plan for what next levels or next steps might look like on May 21st. after it has time to be something that we generate from communication with all of our committees and groups, after we've had the time to reach out to our partner organizations in this community who use our space and who we want to continue to serve. May 21st, you'll be able to hear a little bit more from us about plans, and we hope to be in regular communication with you throughout this season in the life of our community and our church. We hope that you will also communicate with us. We want you to know that our group consists of elected elders from your session: Peggy Golden, Jonathan Jones, Bob Lee, Haraway Marquardt, Peter Tarimi, myself, Andrea Weigenot, and Mark Zoomhagen are all working together in this team, and we would love to have any feedback or thoughts you have as well. Ultimately, we know that the body of Christ is not just what happens between our church walls, but what happens in our community as lived out daily. We hope that you will continue to worship, learn, and serve with us through these new times. God bless.